morning, Vijay and Sanika. Mm, Good morning, both of you. So I shall focus on some of the important question. Good morning, Vaishnavi. I shall focus on some of the important questions today. Okay, in the revision class. Uh, so first of all, let us start with the voice of the rain. Right. Good morning, Murdula, Prajwal, Vaishnavi, Sanika, and Vijay. So, first of all, let me explain you something about this lesson, the voice of the rain. So, as you know, the rain has been personified in the poem in the form of a dialogue, right? Then the poem is the depiction of the life cycle of the rain, and the poem describes the rain as a natural phenomenon which affects a sensitive human heart. Okay, now let's go through the explanation quickly. Okay, good morning, Bhargavi, Riya, Arya, Omkar. Good morning to all of you. I'm just trying to give you an idea of this, revise this poem, The Voice of the Rain, quickly, and then I shall focus on some of the important questions that you should revise, okay, for the test. Okay, so you see here, line 1 to 7 is, who art thou, said I to the soft falling shower, which strange to tell gave me an answer, as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise, impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea, upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed and yet the same. Okay. Now, here you can see the poet has personified rain so that he can establish a conversation between the rain and himself, right? So the poet begins by asking the rain, who are you, right? Then, to his utter surprise, he got a response. And what is the response he got? The rain replies that it is a lyrical composition of the earth. So, I am the poem of the earth. I am the poem of earth means I am the lyrical composition of the earth. It rises up in the sky from the deep sea, unseen by anybody. In the sky, its shape is changed when it is converted into the cloud, right? So in the sky, what happens? Its shape is changed when it is converted into the cloud. From the water vapor, it is converted into a thick mass of cloud. So that is why it says that whenever I go up in the sky, my shape is changed and converted into the cloud, right? So that is line 1 to 7. Line 1 to 8, you see here, I descend to lave the draughts, atomies means small particles, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. Latent means inactive, they are unborn. I descend means I come down to wash the draughts. Draughts means here the area which is lacking rainfall, okay, that is drought, dry area. So the rain says, I come down to wash the drought area. I also wash the small tiny particles and dust layers of the globe, and everything on earth were just seeds, okay, before my arrival. And after my arrival, whenever I came down to the earth, those seeds, okay, those latent unborn seeds, they came out of the soil, okay, they bloomed after my arrival. So what rain means to say here is that after its arrival on earth, the vegetation, the vegetable kingdom, they were flourished, they bloomed actually, and before its arrival they are all under the soil, they were in seeds only, latent and unborn, okay. And then rain says, and forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin, okay. So forever, it's a continuous process, it's an eternal process, that this is what the rain says, It's an eternal process. I come down on a periodic basis, on a regular basis, and with my arrival, the earth, vegetation, flora, fauna, okay, everything gets renewed life. Okay, so I refresh the vegetation on earth and purify and beautify it. I make them pure and beautify them, right? So here you can see the vocabulary, you can start. So here you can see the rain further says that it comes down on earth in the form of rain to wash and clean the dry earth, its fine particles and dusty layers, right? Then the rain refreshes the flora and fauna, entire vegetation of the earth, and sprouts the hidden dormant seeds. The rain continues the endless process of giving life to where it originated from. The earth is washed, purified, and beautified with shower dropped from the sky, right? So next you see, for song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering wrecked or unwrecked duly with love returns. These two lines are slightly difficult, okay? So these two lines are slightly difficult. Try to understand these two lines. Here the poet compares rain with song, okay? For song, direct comparison is a metaphor. The poet directly compares the rain with song. The song of the rain, he says that song of the rain is like a song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering wrecked or unwrecked duly with love returns. Okay, so the song of the rain originates from the earth, moves around to fulfill its desire to refresh people's mind and hearts irrespective of recognition, and then it comes back to the earth at the proper time with love, regardless whether anyone notices. Is wrecked or unwrecked means whether anyone notices or not. Okay, after fulfillment here refers to after accomplishing its task. Okay, here the, like, see, whenever the poet, whenever the rain started introducing itself, the rain says, I am the poem of the earth, and at the ending, okay, it is said that the rain is the song of the earth. Okay, the song, the poet compares the rain with song here, right? The song of the rain originates from the earth, wanders to fulfill its desire to refresh people's mind and hearts irrespective of recognition. It then comes back to the earth at the proper time with love, regardless whether anyone notices or its presence or not. Okay, now dear students, you see, you have to study such questions like, there is a parallel between rain and music. Okay, there is a parallel between rain and music. Which word indicates this? Explain the similarity between the two, right? So here you see, words like poem, soft falling shower, voice of the rain, and song indicate the parallelism drawn between music and rain. So the question is, there is a parallel between rain and music, right? So now, which are the words that indicate? So you have to say words like poem, soft falling shower, voice of the rain, and song indicate the parallelism between music and rain. Rain describes itself a lyrical composition of the earth, having a melody of its own. The soft falling shower has a musical rhythm, right? Why has it been compared to music? Because the way the rain falls, the soft falling shower, okay, the soft falling pattern of the rain, okay, has some musical rhythm. That is why the rain has been compared to song here, okay. The poet concludes the poem by referring the rain as the song of the earth. The song wanders far and wide, but returns in due time, carrying with it a love for the earth and for every life. So dear students, this question you can study. This is important one. Okay, there's a parallel between rain and music. Then you can study this one. How is the cyclic movement of rain brought out in the poem? Compare it with what you have learned in science. Okay, So the rain rises from the land and deep sea in the form of water vapor. In the sky, it cools down and takes the form of cloud, vaguely formed, and then comes down as showers to the same place where it had originated. Thus the cycle movement of the rain is complete, right? So this cyclic movement of the rain, how is it brought out in the poem, you have to study. And then why are the last two lines put within brackets? You study this also, this is also important. So the last two lines are not the voice of the rain, they are the poet's statement on the music of the rain. Okay, the poet compares the rain as the song of the earth. It returns to earth regardless of any recognition in due time to its birthplace after completion of its course. Okay, so dear students, these are some of the questions you need to study from the voice of the rain. Now let us move on to another lesson, that is alien planet. So I'll just go through some of the important questions of the alien planet, right? So dear students, you will see the alien planet here. Okay, this is important, green movement. Okay, what is green movement, you have to study. So green movement means there has been no other movement in the history of the world which has drawn the attention and impacted the entire human race as a green movement, which started in New Zealand. Then the world's first nationwide Green Party was founded in 1972. It has changed our outlook of the world from a mere mechanical perspective to taking a holistic approach in the study and protection of the environment. For the first time, Earth is being considered a living organism with metabolic needs of its own, which must be respected and preserved. Okay, then sustainable development, a concept. Just go through once from the website. And then this is important. What are the four biological systems of the earth? Okay, so what are the four biological systems of the earth is very, very important. Then growth of exploding population. Okay, how is the growth of population a deterrent for development? That is also very, very important. So you'll find here, I'll show you, say for example, this one. How are the earth's principal biological system being depleted? So this is very important question, you please study this one. Earth has four principal biological systems: fisheries, forest, grasslands and croplands. The entire world economy is based on these systems. Okay, so Earth has four principal biological systems: fisheries, forests, grasslands and croplands, right? And the world economy, the entire world economy is dependent on these four biological systems, that is fisheries, forests, grassland and croplands. We are dependent on them for our supply of food as well as raw materials for our industries, right? So we are dependent on these four biological systems for our supply of food as well as raw materials for our industries. Overfishing by the protein hungry world has pushed fisheries to extinction. Demand for wood in different industries and also as fuel in poor countries has brought about depletion of acres of forest land. Grasslands or pastures are an essential part of the biological system, but they are first getting converted to wastelands. Okay, so what are the four principal biological systems you have to learn, and how are they being depleted? So see, they are being depleted like this. Okay, grasslands or pastures are an essential part of the biological system. They are first getting converted to wastelands. This is how they are depleted. With disappearance of forest, rainfall becomes scanty, resulting in drought-like situation. This in turn damages croplands, which become infertile. Okay, so this is how croplands also become depleted. Understood? So this question is very important. Please study this one. How are the Earth's principal biological system being depleted, right? Okay, and then this question you see, why does the author suggest that the growth of the world population is one of the strongest factors? Why the growth of world population is a disturbance, or you can say is an impediment, or is a is a problem for development. In India, the population is more than the entire population of Africa and South America put together. Development is the only remedy from this social evil. Okay, so population explosion is the social considered to be a social evil, and only development is the only remedy from this social evil. Ratio of population will go down only when people are employed, educated and healthy. Okay, so how can the ratio of population be brought down? Ratio of population can be brought down only when people are employed, they are educated and they are healthy. If the present trend continues, half of its people will die of hunger and their dreams will remain unfulfilled in their hearts. Why? Because the way the rate of population is increasing, okay, if we do not check it, in that case, there will be more population pressure, okay, population density, and as a result economy will suffer and a lot of poverty will also generate, right? So that is why development can take place only when population control is given topmost priority. Nationwide campaign both on electronic and print media along with street play, speeches and counseling might help sensitize people against population explosion. Okay, and spread of education and generation of employment can be the only remedy. So this is also these are all the only the solutions actually, like spread of education is important and generation of employment can be the only remedy solution actually. And how can the people be sensitized? Nationwide campaign both on electronic and print media along with street plays, speeches and counseling might help, right? Next, you see what is green movement. You have to study. Green movement is a revolution of revolution to fight destruction of environment. It was initiated to create a holistic approach towards protection and study of environment. The first nationwide Green Party was founded in New Zealand in 1972. Then what do the arts vital? No, this is not important. You can also study this one. Why is development regarded as the best contraceptive? Okay. So a nationwide development will give rise to employment and consequent improvement in lifestyle. People will have access to education and education can sensitize people in favor of small family setup. Development can contribute to improved healthcare system, growth in educational institutions and greater awareness among human beings. Okay. So what can development do? Development can improve the health system. Okay. Then it can also contribute to the growth of educational institutes and also it will give greater awareness, it will create greater awareness among human beings. So these are the ways by which development can be a contraceptive. Okay, development can help counter the overpopulation problem. Okay, so that's it. These are some of the important questions. So you study this one. Now, why is development regarded as the best contraceptive? Then you can study what is green movement, why is it initiated and where. Then you can study why does the author say that growth of population is strongest factors. Then how are the Earth's principal biological systems depleted, right? Now let's move on to another lesson that is there, the Browning version, right? Browning version is there. Okay, so let's study Browning version quickly. Okay, so you see from the Browning version we can study like does Frank seem to encourage Taplo's comments on Proctor Harris? Okay, so Frank encourages Taplo to make fun of his elderly teacher. Frank is obviously envious of the obedience that Mr. Proctor Harris commands from his students. Okay, Frank has become envious or jealous. Okay, jealous of the fact that Mr. Proctor Harris, commanded respect from his students, so he became jealous, Frank. So the following instances show that Frank makes fun of Proctor Harris. So out of jealousy, what Frank does is he makes fun of Proctor Harris. So Frank even insinuates Taplo to run away. Instigates means instigates Taplo to run away because Crocker Harris is already a little late. When Taplo imitates Mr. Crocker Harris, Frank craftily asks him to repeat so that they could make fun at the expense of the teacher. Then, when Taplo relates to Frank about the joke in class, Frank takes the opportunity of laughter at Crocker Harris. Therefore, it is obvious that Frank enjoys the fact that Mr. Crocker Harris is sometimes ridiculed by his own people. Then, what do you understand from Crocker Harris? He is a hard taskmaster and does not excuse any laziness. The students are well aware that he is not biased in his approach towards students. Okay, students are not given any inflated marks by Crocker Harris. Okay, students are not given any kind of extra marks or false mark by Crocker Harris, and they score what they deserve. Although students dislike his sternness, yet they respect him because he is not a sadist like some others in school. Then Taplo sums up Mr. Crocker Harris in his own words. The funny thing is that in spite of everything, I do rather like him. I can't help it. Right? So you can study this one. Who is Crocker Harris? What makes him different from other teachers? Right? Mr. Crocker Harris is a senior teacher in the in the school and teaches literature in lower fifth. He is different from other teachers because he always sticks to rules, does not like flattery, and is not biased towards any student. He does not belong to the category of a sadist and is therefore respected by the students. Right? Then, do you think Frank encourages Taplo to make fun of Crocker Harris? This is an important question. Okay. Frank certainly encourages Taplo to make fun of Mr. Crocker Harris. When Taplo imitates his teacher, Frank asks him to repeat it. When Taplo relates the incident of Mr. Crocker Harris cutting a poor joke in class, Frank encourages Taplo's mimicry. Okay, this is how Frank encourages Taplo to make fun of Mr. Crocker Harris. Okay. Then you can study why was Taplo given extra work on the last day of school. So even on the last day Taplo was given extra work by Mr. Crocker Harris, it was because he had missed a day the previous week due to illness. Mr. Crocker Harris, being a tough taskmaster, never excused the boys on any ground. Okay, so this is how, these are some of the things you need to study from this lesson, and then we are left with I think Albert. So let's study Albert, which are some of the important questions from Albert Einstein, and then we shall wind up. Okay, so dear students, good morning Omkar, good morning Arya, Riya, Bhargavi, Murdula, Prajwal, Sri Vaishnavi, Manasvi. Okay, so let's see this one, Albert Einstein. So dear students, Albert Einstein, like, what do you understand of Einstein's nature from his conversation with his teacher? So Einstein was a student more interested in ideas than learning dates and facts of historical events. His history teacher, often rebuked Einstein for not complying with his instructions of learning facts from history book. Einstein's interaction with his mathematics teacher was very cordial and endearing. He was highly appreciative of Einstein's potential in mathematics. In his glowing recommendation letter, he wrote that there was nothing more to teach to Einstein in school. Right? But the head teacher was not able to see the genius in Einstein. He called Einstein a nuisance in class. Nuisance means a disturbance in class, rebellious and a disturbing element, and asked him to leave the school on his own accord. On his own accord means in his own wish. Okay, on his own will. Okay, so now you can ask, prepare this question also. Who was Yuri? What was his role in the story? So Yuri was Albert's only friend in Munich and his close confidant. Okay, confidant means a person who is very close to you. Okay, whom you can trust and you can confide all your secret. When Albert decided to leave the school, he asked Yuri to get a doctor's certificate. Okay, so that was the role of Yuri to help Einstein. So When Albert decided to leave the school, he asked Yuri to get a doctor's certificate issued declaring Albert to be medically unfit for the school. Yuri fixed an appointment with Dr. Ernest Weil, a fresh graduate who readily certified Albert with nervous breakdown and recommended 6 months rest. Yuri also suggested Albert to take a letter of recommendation from the mathematics teacher before submitting the certificate to the head teacher. So this is he has played a very vital role for Albert. So that is why Yuri is important. Who is Yuri? What was his role in the story? Okay. Then you can study. Describe Albert's meeting with the head teacher. Okay. How did Albert meet the head teacher? So the head teacher summoned Albert in his chamber and asked him to leave the school. He told him that due to his rebellious nature, his presence in the classroom has become intolerable. Albert asked if he was being expelled. The head teacher suggested him to leave the school on his own accord. Right? Albert wanted to justify himself but managed to restrain. Restrain means he managed to control himself. On informing the head teacher that he had already decided to leave the school, Albert walked out of the room and immediately left the school. Right? So, on informing the head teacher that he had already decided to leave the school, okay, Albert, and then before leaving, what Albert did was what Albert did was he informed the head teacher that he had already decided to leave the school. Even if the headmaster did not summon him, he was ready to leave the school. He already decided, made up his mind to leave the school. So Albert walked out of the room and immediately left the school. Okay. And then how did Albert justify his view on education? Is also important. Albert said that ideas mattered more than facts. There was no point in knowing dates or number of soldiers being killed in a battle. It would be educative to know why those soldiers killed one another. Albert gave more emphasis on inside information than gathering information. Okay, Albert gave more emphasis on inside information than gathering information. Right. Yes, dear students, that's it from the literature part. Okay, so like for example, if you and then dear students, you need to also prepare this one also. That is very important. Reading notes actually. That is important for you. You have to study how to write notes. Okay, so there will be a paragraph given. You have to study how to write notes actually. Okay, so let me see where it is. See how to write notes. So this you need to study. Okay, like you see the format here. You see the format. Here I show you. See here, you have to give a title like this, the impact of television, for example, the title. Then you start writing notes. 1 is benefits of television, for example. 1.1 is what are the benefits. 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. You write maximum sub points up to 4, 1.4. Okay, don't write more. Suppose first point you write maximum 4 sub points, you write up to 1.4 you write. Okay, second is disadvantages of TV. Okay, then 2.1, 2.2, 2. These are the disadvantages of this television and all that. So this is the point and these are the sub points. Sub points are written in terms of 2.1, 3.1 likewise. See, effects of TV on children. So that is the point number 3. So sub points will be 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. These sub points will be based on the content of effects of TV on children. Okay, so what are the effects of TV? You have to write in terms of sub points like lack of concentration, gets used to violence, loses discretion, understanding. And what are the other effects? Number 4, people become dissatisfied. They are unable to differentiate between real and real life. real life seems boring. And then please use at least 4 abbreviations in the notes. Okay, at least 4 abbreviations you need to use. And towards the end of your note you have to expand like this. Say key, you have to write first key to abbreviations, then number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. You write the abbreviations that you have used and then you expand it here. Okay, keys matlab you have to expand you have to write the full word of the abbreviation that you have used in the notes. Like OS is outside, no means your knowledge, lang means your language, right? So what you need to do is, first of all you have to write the title of the note, right? And then you start with number 1 point, subpoints will be 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, right? Then you go to number 2, second point. Then you make subpoints like disadvantage of television. So you have to write the disadvantages in terms of subpoints: 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4. Likewise, you proceed, write maximum 5 points and subpoints. Maximum 5 points and subpoints you write, and do not you write more than 4 subpoints. And please do use at least 4 abbreviations in your note. And towards the end of your note, please do not forget to write key to abbreviations. Whatever abbreviations you have used, number them 1, 2, 3, 4 serially, and then expand those abbreviations, okay, in the full word. Write the full word of those abbreviations. That's it. So that is the note making. Okay, so that is the note making, dear students. And then this official letter, okay, another is left out, that is official letter. So you'll find it here, you'll find it here. So from there you please see the format actually, okay. The official letter, how to write an official letter. See, business or official letter. So business or official letters, you have to see the format for here. From here, see here format will be given. Say official letter. See, you want to take admission in a computer course. So first you write your address, sender's address here. Then you have to write 1 line gap and write today's date. And then you write the address of the person to whom you are writing. So in this case is director, APC Computer, Sarojini Nagar, New Delhi. Okay, so this contains 1 mark. So do not make mistakes in writing the layout of the letter. First of all, it's sender's address here. Sender means you actually here, okay. And then 1 line gap, date, then receiver's address. Then you write subject, enrollment in computer programming course. So write the subject here. Then salutation here, dear sir, dear madam, whatever. Then write draft here. What, please write clearly what are the things you want to know from the director or whoever you are writing the letter. So duration of the course, when it actually starts, whether it is diploma or degree, recognition or affiliation, timing and other relevant information, any postal correspondence facility. Okay. So please do remember to specifically mention these points, what you want to learn or what you want to know from the person to whom you are writing letter. Lastly, you write, I request you to kindly forward this information at the earliest to enable me to decide about joining the course. Awaiting a quick response. Thanks. So this is complimentary close. So dear students, and this grammar you know, transformation of sentences you have already practiced. So that will be able to do, of course. Just revise this format of notes and formal letter and those important questions which we have discussed. So please do revise all this. I hope it will work for you. And then what you do is, like, while you are writing grammar, take your time, don't write in a hurry, okay. Understand the question, simple to complex, compound. So just revise the sentence structure of simple, complex and compound sentence, and sometimes it can be like this: he is too weak to walk. So convert the sentence using so that. So he is too weak to walk will be he is so weak that he cannot walk. Okay, he is so weak that he cannot walk, likewise. Okay, and then for example you are asked to write like this: although he is good in studies, uh, he is very weak. Okay, so you can write though he is good in studies, comma, yet he is weak, likewise. So this is transformational sentences. Mostly I have given you from simple, complex, compound. So revise the structure of simple, complex and compound. No, I should contact you, sir. I'll contact later on. So transformational sentences, simple, complex and compound, you just go through. You can also find it here. Like here you can also find these transformational sentences, some of the sentence structures like simple, complex and compound. You shall be able to see here. So from there also you can study the structures once again. Okay, from here structural division of sentences, simple, complex and compound. So from here also you can study the different structures. Okay, so please study the structure from this particular page, and then you will be able to answer all the questions. Okay, so that's it, dear students. Please do and when it comes to reading skill, paragraph wise you approach. Do not read the whole paragraph together. Okay, read paragraph 1, see questions are given or not, or if you want to make a notes. Okay, for note making you have to read together, and then you make a sequence, like whether paragraph 1 is more important in terms of information of the topic, or paragraph 2. If you think paragraph 2 is more informative, then write in the notes paragraph 2 as your first point. And then if you think paragraph 3 is having the second most important value points of the topic, then notes make paragraph 4 your number 2 point. Okay, so likewise you please approach, you shall be able to answer in this manner. Okay, so please do study and write well. All the best to all of you, and please do study, revise the literature portions that I have discussed with you. Okay, thank you, Vaishnavi, Mridula, Arya, Mansi, Sania, Ria, Bhargavi, all of you. Bye bye, take care.